in a way that can't be challenged, and delegate the comments of hate that can't be managed. I was told once, roll my shoulder like blunts and don't get touched, but my skin tough and thicker than Miss Biz butt. So guess what? I'ma talk my shit and just win once. Throw uppercuts and bone breakers, a needle and haystack with hate makers. I throw mines, don't hide behind my straight right. I show mine and show no the blow by the blow, bro. I blow mines.
You out so cool.
I'd rather have my head stuck in the clouds than buried in the mound. Feet touching the asphalt, back won't touch the ground. You ops about that trash talk, my hands speaking loud. The crowd sound is drowning our conversation now. I know what I'm about to do, can't coma induce. But look, I train not to lose, what else is there to do? I'm a fighter, hard like barbed wire, sharp the same way. I'm tired, but get energized when the crowd say showbiz, boom baye. Showbiz, boom baye, my style's impetuous, my defense impregnable. There's no B plan when the A plan is doable. My ritual, jump rope, heavy bag, cutthroat. I'm the best in the world because my ego says so. A fighter, I am lost in this whirlwind, this make-believe world where it's a sin to be a grown man. Look, I never read a book, bruh. I must admit, I'm about that grit and that dumb shit, where your head's on some drum shit, body got Bambi legs, ears on some hum shit, later getting medicated, urine on some blood shit. I want wild and power with Devin Haney's defense. Up off it, yeah, yeah, yes, 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 up off. Hey! Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what day it is, huh? Yeah. Yeah. It's hump day, baby, baby, boo, we'll do whip, we'll do whip. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, don't. All right, man, look. Look at who we have here. Let me see who we have up. DJ, what's going on with you? Who else we got? Go Nerd. What's going on with you? Whoops. All right, man. Look, first I want to say this. Everybody, welcome to the Hump Day. If you haven't done it, please close out the chat, hit the like, and give it up for the Vonda Hill.
Bring on this with a laugh and do the cabbage patch. She's a pretty lady, and then sign some autographs. The Burnell Manton, shaboing boing.
Hit the Tyson bell. Let me see. My man right here. He said, don't care what anyone says. Streams like this help grow the boxing. Appreciate you being. Love you, boy. Appreciate you. Let me see. Hold on, man. But we can't appreciate shit, all right, without giving up to the lady.
You should let me in.
Oh, she said we should be together. And wait a minute. Hold on, everybody.
Yeah, put it simply in here. I like surprises. I came here for prizes. Big booty and thighs is promising my guys is how I could get inside this. Stupid, I realize this, but there's so much I wanna know about you, but I don't really wanna know. That's what they say. You make it too hard for a nigga. I got you, but I got the time. Let's make it work.
Hit the Tyson bell. Oh my God. Hey, that's right, my brother. Boom, ba-da-dum, boom, bum, ba-dum. We outside.
It can happen when you outside. You can lose a fight, see a chick, have a con with that vibe. You can ride a bike, see a nigga, and ask him if he's alright.
And ask me if he's all right. And yeah, we're about to get started. Media workout has already started, but we ain't going to move at all, not one damn finger, without our inspiration midweek squat up. Squat up. Let's go. Let's go in the Tyson Bell. All right, everybody. Let's enter the zone war room and check out this media workout, my brother.
We in the zone war room.
All right. All righty then. Share screen. Do this right here. Do this right here. What the hell? Oh, yeah. This thing right here. For some reason, this takes 12 hours to close out. And then let me see. Let me ask you guys. Can you guys hear? Remember yesterday we had some sound issue. Can we hear?
Yeah, it's never going to catch the light as it did last April. In fact, it was before that, wasn't it? I think it was February, the X-Lap. I mean, at the time, everyone thought it was wrong. Everyone thought the response to border control find him. It was perfect. It was perfect.
That egg. That egg is fantastic. Hold on. Let me mute this real quick.
The last man you want to set in a room.
There you go. Mute that real quick. Let's see what the super chats say. Ben MIA sister Ortiz fight this weekend. Got to catch up with all the old stable mates and Texas. Nice. Steve G down there. Big Zach, Nick, Daniel, Perkins, and old poor man boxing crew. Ag Spence. What's next? He nodded. Ortiz. Yeah, okay. Hit the Tyson Bell. Yeah, because I'm hearing about Roy Jones Jr. going over there, putting his bid in to see if he could get that type of relationship with Errol the True Spence. I like that. I was going to do a video about it. I still may. What I like is the fact that Errol Spence had a problem with Roy Jones for maybe 2-3 years because Roy Jones was saying he had Terrence Bud Crawford to beat Errol Spence. And I remember Roy Jones' position after Errol Spence had an issue with him. Like Roy was like, I mean, I just think Bud's going to win. I didn't have anything against Errol. And I love that because that's what I go through every day. I can say I think somebody win, but you must hate that person. Well, okay, how about if I say this person wins? Does that mean I hate this person? Or, you can only pick one to win. And people are like, you ain't picked the one that I chose. So, I mean, you just can't win for losing, And I just like the fact that Errol Spence grew up enough to be like, okay, mend this relationship. Let's see what's going on. They have to see if there's a chemistry. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they're going to talk. I'm sure Roy, after getting knocked out by Tarver and coming back after like 3 months and fighting Glenn Johnson and then being concussed and hit into a seizure at that point, I think Roy Jones, I would assume that he would be like, you're not going to just jump back in the ring with Vergil Ortiz, right? I mean, it's stupid. I mean, even if you win, it's just stupid, So, I mean, it'd be best to, actually not just come back for one fight and try to make a point, but to actually have a second career would be best. You're still pretty young. I would want to, get some tune-up fights and start getting a paycheck again and whoop some ass and conquer 154, not just jump back after 3. I mean, don't be stupid. I mean, I would think that's dumb. I would think that Roy would say something against it. So I like to. Stupid makes greatness sometimes. That's true. But not when you get dribbled off the canvas by Bud Crawford after surviving an accident that you probably should have. I mean, it's a miracle that you lived. This is a totally different situation. If Errol Spence whooped Terrence Crawford and was gone for 3 years and came back against that makes sense to me. But after getting destroyed by Terrence Crawford and then being gone for 3 years and losing your trainer, you're not with Derrick James. And I mean, that's just, you know what I mean? I mean, that's the Deontay Wilder thing. I mean, that's just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think people are trying their best to just be on the side of this fight, but it's really stupid. I mean, I don't know why people are against Boots versus Vergil Ortiz. I have no idea why. There's not a lot of people, but there's a handful of people that's literally against Boots versus Vergil, and I think it's because they're protecting their fanboy, not protecting Vergil, but protecting their fanboyism of Vergil. So they're bracing themselves by arguing for Spence. So when Vergil ducked Boots, it'd be like, yeah, but this is why this is better, right? I mean, People are doing that with Tank. You know, I mean, fanboys do that like all the time. Let me get a safety argument. I don't get it. The thing is, Boots, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is my take. And I've always been a huge fan of Vergil Ortiz. I think Vergil Ortiz has a better career than Boots does. That's not even an argument. Like Vergil Ortiz's career, as far as who he's fought, his resume is far better than Boots. That's not even a damn argument. But I think Boots kicks his ass. Like, I think Boots whips his ass. I don't know why Boots' career has gone this way, but as a talent, it's kind of like Terrence Crawford. You know, I've learned from Terrence Crawford. I've seen Terrence Crawford's resume look kind of shabby to me, but you know he's an ass whipper. But it's kind of like, but is he? Nah. Now, when you see it, you know it. Like, Boots, I'm pretty sure he'll whoop Vergil's ass. And it's kind of like if you are a big Vergil Ortiz fan, or if you're Team Vergil Ortiz, you're going to stay away from Boots. Not Vergil, but if you're his team or if you're his fan base, you're going to try to get him to win without beating Boots, right? So, you know, Errol Spence under the cap, maybe Boots can lose on his way to Vergil, and then Vergil will never have to fight him. You know, that's a subconscious thing too. You know what I mean? It's like, throw Boots against your man, hopefully he'll lose. Or hopefully he'll lose on his way. So Vergil doesn't, so then we don't even have to fight Boots. You know what I mean? Put the fight on. Yeah. I mean, it's a good fight. I think it's a highly anticipated fight. And I think it's not as, in my personal opinion, I don't think it's as competitive as we hope. I think Boots is a horrible matchup for Vergil Ortiz. I think he's a horrible matchup for him, to be honest. Yeah, he's a terrible match. I think he may even stop Vergil. And that has nothing to do with how good Vergil is or isn't. Matchup-wise, I think he probably even stops him. I mean, Boots versus Vergil catapults Boots into the next one. And you got to hold that off as long as possible if you are a part of any business of boxing outside of Matchroom. Let me see. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Jinx, okay, you believe in magic. What's good, Biz? Who you think hit harder, Ike Turner, Chris Brown, or Joe Jackson? That's a diabolical question, but I think Ike Turner got more practice at it. I think Chris Brown is the stronger, the better athlete. I think Joe Jackson is the strongest human being out the three. Is the strongest human being. So, but if you add PEDs like that coke behind Ike, you never know. He can reach a level up. No, that's a diabolical question. Let me see. Vergil saw how imposing Boots is and got shook. I don't think he was shook. No, I don't think Vergil was. I don't think he shook. I don't think he shook. I think Vergil thinks he beats Boots.
Heard for Matchroom Boxing and Ben Shalom for
I think Vergil just tried to make
sense
out of
great
the fact that
Everlast, BYD, Cleans, Movember, Mr. Q Casino, and Betfred. A big thanks to those great sponsors.
Dude, Coke was PEDs.
Well, a reminder, ladies and gentlemen,
hold on.
that this great event
I'm sorry.
will be.
Let's keep this a B. I know I'm going to watch the media workout, but we haven't seen each other on a Wednesday in a very long time. Coke was a PED. The Pittsburgh Steelers, like back in they were all on Coke going right to the Super Bowl. Right? Baseball players just wired the hell up, knocking the ball beyond the home run. Just wait. Come on, dog. Stop. Yeah, Tony Montana was taking every shell he could. Tony, I ate your bullets. Like, yo, that's a PED. That is the strongest. That guy snack ain't got shit on Coke. All right, here we go. That's a diabolical comment. Here we go. Damn. I'm gonna get copyright with all the damn music and shit. It is what it is. Joe was coked up and a professional kid.
Big ask for
But
this, man. Big opportunity as well, though, right?
I'll tell you this.
When there's no risk, there's no reward.
This is the conversation we're gonna have. This conversation we're gonna have. All right. We don't have to hear it so much. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Joe Jackson's day-to-day makes him stronger than all of them. See, people think about Joe Jackson after that brother was like 28 around then, bro. Joe, I'm talking about Joe when he had a million kids and his lady had to stay home. I think she used to sew for Sears or something like that. But Joe working at the factory and shit, coming home after 14-hour days. Listen, bro, Joe was strong as a bull. He had 11 damn kids and had to work at the factory for 14 hours and played the guitar for the Falcons on the time he could. No, I know about Joe. Joe was a damn good father and provider. That's what he was. So when you built like Joe, little ass kid, Chris Brown, or horrific drug addict, and Ike ain't messing with Joe, Joe will get a fifth. He'll get a fifth of that dark and whoop both asses. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Yeah, mechanic hands, ashed up, using the oil as lubrication. Joe ain't playing. All Joe had was obviously sex to keep him going. He had about 11, 12 kids. That's all. And he never named any of them Joe Jr. He ain't named none of them Joe. You're going to be your own damn man. And he taught about 3 of them how to box. Tito, Jermaine, and Jackie. He had an amateur background. No. We're going to talk about Joe. You ain't saw that tape. We're going to talk about Joe. He had an amateur background. While everybody say shit about Joe and try to demonize Joe, many of us as an American culture wish there were fathers as active as Joe. If there was more Joe Jacksons, the world would be a better place, and that's the Black Two Sugars. There'd be less gang violence. He kept his whole family together, stayed with his wife. He had one outside kid. Okay, fine. You know, sometimes you slip up. But he stayed with his wife the whole time. Took their asses to the Kingdom Hall, raised them all, put food on the table, and they didn't just become the Jackson 5. You think Tito just learned the guitar just because it was blessed by God? That was practice after practice after a 14-hour shift. And he went and took his extra money. No, I'm on my soapbox. He took his extra money and bought instruments for those badass kids. Janet ain't know how to do shit. He was like, throw little Janet out there too. She just out there. The whole Jackson family about to be a dynasty. Now, while y'all bull jiving, oh, he whooped us. What are you talking about, Mike? And I love you like a play cousin, but you were untouchable by the damn time you were 9 years old. You ain't heard Jackie complain. You ain't heard Tito complain. They were getting beaten until they were teenagers because they understood why they got the damn beat. They beat us. Lil Marlon, none of the girls. Randy ain't know about no damn beating. Mike was a damn untouchable ass Motown jewel by the time he was 9. You got a whooping for doing some bad shit. Practice, and that's the Black Two Sugars. I hope to put that in the movie. Put that, y'all been demonizing Joe. Joe ain't even have a chance to be a father of those kids after a while. Diana Ross and everybody took those damn kids. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Demonizing Joe. He had 11 damn kids that worked a 14-hour shift. Somebody needed some order. And the best I've learned from, the best father I've ever heard that they said was a bad thing, was an amazing thing. He told Tito, don't touch my damn guitar. That's how I make ends meet. The factory only pays me so much. Tito kept messing around. If they were afraid of Joe, they wouldn't be messing around with his guitar. They weren't afraid of Joe. Tito was sneaking. As soon as he left, he was messing around with his fiddling with his guitar. Then broke the damn string. Joe came home, whooped his ass, and then said, now let me see. You better be playing good if you want to break the string. And then he played good enough to where Joe started giving him guitar lessons and bought all of them instruments. All of them, a drum set, all that shit. Now I'm off my soapbox. I'm off my soapbox. Joe was damn amazing. Hold on. I'm on my soapbox.
He didn't get out of the cock-a-doodle car.
Joe was amazing. We need more Joes. Love you, boy. Sometimes you gotta whoop a kid. Yeah, he probably threw a shoe because he was irritated. Shut your ass up. I was gone for 14 hours, came home with 30 cents, and y'all done broke the damn guitar and then burnt out the tube on the TV. Yeah, I'm throwing a shoe. That's the least I can do. And you may hear me hitting your moms because the house so damn small. Okay. Hey, sometimes you leave that situation with some mental illness. Oh, shit.
Like, but on fight nights, those nerves give you a little bit of sharpness.
He's not showing much here, by the way. When he fights,
Thank you,
completely different. He really goes through the gears, and he's like I say, aggressive, a spiteful individual who, yeah, he's fan friendly. I think he's going to win a lot of fans Saturday night.
Everybody against Joe.
It just appears
Everybody
to me
was
that
against
everyone
Joe.
now is getting bigger in the weight
Everybody
classes.
was against Joe.
I look at him
With
making
no
a flyweight.
damn appreciation. You know what? That is the story of the father. No damn appreciation. Everybody's talking about the mama. How about Joe? How about Joe? He was just mean. That's Hollywood doing that shit because Motown wanted to give those kids coke and shit. The Hollywood and all that shit wanted to have them party like a rock star. And Joe was like, sit your ass in the house. He probably went too far with Mike. All right. He probably went too far with Mike, but that was his breadwinner. All right. He probably made Mike sit home a little too long. Mike needed a little bit outside time. We know that now. But he knew what Hollywood was doing because he was outside doing it. But you ain't going to do that with my kids. Barry Gordy and everybody talking about, and everybody messing with the same girls and shit. Come on. Lift Joe up. My bad. I got
Our
kind of
next two fighters competing Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant British and Commonwealth Super Welterweight Championships. Let's first welcome to the ring the challenger from Leeds,
right on time,
England. His professional record: 14 wins, 3 defeats.
Don't touch
6 of his 14 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Ishmael.
You already know. We're going to spend this whole media workout talking about Joe Jackson because you already know Jermaine was cool as hell. Jackie was cool and shit. You know what I mean? Tito, you know, people probably was roasting Tito, but I'm just saying, you got Eddie Kendricks and you got whoever, Stevie Wonder, whoever it is, probably in their ear. Man, you'll be cool if you can get away from your father. Yeah, he always tripping. They were talking against it. He always tripping, man. No, he just ain't want you to be a father early like he was. He didn't want you strung out on drugs like the rest of them. Talking.
You got to start winning these big fights.
Let's go.
This is a good matchup for him and both, to be honest with you. Ishmael Davis a very good fighter.
They don't know a good father.
Physically so strong. You see him on Saturday night when he's got his top off. He's a man mountain. He really is. And yeah, he's improving all the time.
We don't care about the Jackson. Well, you better get the hell out.
For a big fight week, including former IBF World Flyweight Champion.
Get back to workout. So look at the workout, man.
For those who don't quite know, what is your role behind the scenes in the career of Ishmael Davis?
Well, I'm part of the management team. There is a couple of us. You've got Mark Bateson, who brought him into the pro game. Me and Lee Eaton as well. We work together with Ish, delivering them the opportunities. And look, no
Ain't
job
gonna
too
get
big or too
anywhere
small.
else.
Anything he
This
needs,
is
whether I'm putting in a
good
spit
now.
bucket, helping out him with his kit, helping him with glove sponsors, anything and anything that I can do with my network and my 20 years of boxing
They
experience.
called him Smokey Robinson
Yeah, for the
because his
most
eyes
part,
were
I'm a
black,
spit bucket
messing
boy
with
this
Joe.
week.
Listen,
Yeah,
you're doing a great
you
job.
are.
You talk about
Smokey let
delivering
you know
this
now.
man
Smokey
opportunities.
let you know now. He had a bad habit. He had a bad habit, man. They all did. Marvin Gaye, all of them. David Ruffin, all the Temptations. Joe saw all that shit. He was kicking it with him half the time. And Joe ain't gonna let that happen with his damn kids. Y'all sit in the house. Sit your ass in the house.
Funny enough, his last fight a month ago was back at Ellen Road. So I think that's perfectly fitted just for his British title shot to get back in the winning column. But look, Ish takes every single fight that's been put to him from, you know, weights above 6 days notice to 2 weeks notice at world level to away in the corner against someone far experienced in Adjarko. He's taken every single opportunity, every single fight. Doesn't matter where they are, when they are. He's always ready to go. And, you know, to work for a friend and a fighter like that, it's very...
You can't be a bad father. Now, this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. There's no way you're a bad father if you go from a one-room flat with mice named Ben and shit in Indiana and you work at 14-hour shifts. You take them from that to being the most famous family to ever live. Joe Jackson made them the most famous family. If there wasn't no Joe Jackson, wouldn't be none of that shit. He made them the most famous family to ever live. All of them. All of them. They got cartoons and shit. Look at Mike. And when Mike dropped Thriller, the greatest album ever, Joe said, Thriller tore my ass. You about to do the Jacksons tour. Never forget about home and your brothers. You about to do, and with Mike never did a Thriller tour because he was like, you better cut you a damn Jacksons album. Now that's really shit. Now you can go on. You drop Thriller, you share some of that with your brothers, then you can go ahead and bleach your shit and razor thin nose and heal the world and do that shit. But right before you do, here's a reminder. That's how you got, can you feel it? Can you feel it? All the children in the world should be loving each other. That's how you got that shit. Joe.
Of the defending champion from Walthamstow, London, England. His professional record consists of 18 wins, just 1 defeat, 1 draw. 9 of his 18 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending Commonwealth Super Welterweight Champion, Sam Magic Man Julie.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Who else is called the Magic Man?
Is this
Malinaji
and
Antonio Sava?
Well done. Sam Gilly entering the ring now. Sam Gilly's
Joe got
so much support
used out of the nose before Mike took it off.
There isn't anyone in this.
My
in
thing
this building
is,
more famous
my
than the man
thing
I'm going
is,
to bring in to the set now.
Hey man,
International
I think Ishmael
Hey guys, good to see ya.
L, bro. Ishmael, I'm rooting for Ishmael though. My thing is, who all got the nose jobs? I don't think Randy. Did Marlon? No, Marlon never got his nose touched up. Marlon kept it a bean. All right, but I feel like if the mama may not have, the mama nose kind of looks like that. Or maybe she got the first one. You just get the first one. See, the first one was just a pinch. It looked weird back in the 80s. It was just a pinch, and then your nostrils, because, you know, black folks should have never gotten a nose job. It's a pinch. You know what I mean? Mike and Janet got nose jobs, and LaToya and Jermaine. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think Tito never got his nose touched. Tito, Marlon, Reby got a nose job. I know she got a nose job because her nose was her nose was across her whole shit. Let me see. I feel like, because I remember her on or Centipede. She had a. I feel like Adamas could be last one standing at middle. Well, he will be just because of the order, right? Because Terrence is going to fight Janabek, and then he's going to whip Adamas' ass. Let me see. Yeah, Jermaine got a nose job. I'm not sure about Jackie though. Jackie may not have. I don't think Jackie did.
You get a dangerous Sam.
I don't think Jackie did.
About this. This is what Sam was
Latoya
like.
did too. You believe?
This is what he was like with
Hold
Jack
on,
McGann.
man.
So
Hold on, y'all. Latoya did too. You believe? Latoya nose is thinner than Mike's. Latoya knows she could needle a thread with her nose. Her nose there. She could sign the Declaration of Independence. She could John Hancock some shit. She dip her nose in some ink. She can John Hancock some shit. Dog, yeah, Latoya got everything done. She got her cheeks done, her ribs, and shit. Let me see. Our fight Duckers more successful long term. You know what, Lupe? Our fight Duckers more successful long term. That, Lupe, as a martial artist, you know where I'm about to go. You have to define success. You have to define success, right? So do Duckers survive long term? I mean, to cash in for a big fight where you get exposed, that doesn't make you more successful, I don't think, Lupe. You know what I'm saying, Lupe? And I know you probably think, okay, ShowBizz talking about from a martial artist standpoint, but I'm saying even still as a business, like Rolly. Rolly is more successful that he's been taking them all on. It's making them better, and then he wins some good ones. Like Sean Porter is more successful by taking them all on because his legacy, that's what makes him like the one. Let me see.
I'm not sure about this. I mean, it completely took me out of my comfort zone. You know, I'm a pop star that sings pop songs. Yeah. And when you walk into a gym, you don't hear Ollie Murs songs.
We got to start looking at it. I think Scooby Snacks is coming up, and we got to watch.
It was brilliant. I love it, and they keep me grounded. We have laughs, we joke a lot, and I love the training.
I thought you were going to say.
No, EJ, we already said that. I think Boots may knock out. I think he may knock out.
You don't remember him. You don't there. I do. So very quickly, go on.
I was going to say,
Latoya was a great run. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this.
He must be a bit of a mover.
I'm gonna tell you this. Y'all, if y'all from the 80s, y'all could remember. There was a minute where Latoya was a baddie, bro. There was a minute where people were like, hold on, Latoya started to come into her own. Let me see. They never appreciate real fathers till it's too late. Yeah, sometimes they don't even do it then. You want a real father, but then once a real father show up, like James Evans and Joe Jackson and shit, all of a sudden they get demonized, right? So you got to take the testosterone away from a real father. What people claim to be a good father now, somebody who sit back and just take a beating. Well, you know your dad can't do this. Well, you know your dad can't do that. That's just there taking a beating. Either you're a deadbeat dad and not around, or you're a demonized father, or you're a good father, which is one who just sit back and take a beating. Hell no. Hell no. Joe, ShowBizz, Jermaine, not Jermaine, what's his name? James. There you go. James Evans. That shit. That's fatherhood.
This sort of aura about him a little bit, and I thought, how's he going to be? But he was so lovely. Come and spoke to me about boxing and made me feel really welcome. So, yeah, I'm Team Ben.
Ollie, top man, coming to a misfit screen soon.
Let's try that.
So it looked like a French Muppet. Well, yeah, I mean,
ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday, the big boys of boxing will be in action. Our next two fighters will be competing in a scheduled 10-round contest for the vacant Commonwealth Silver Heavyweight Championship.
Heavyweight.
Let's first welcome to the ring from Brighton,
y'all about to fight January 10th. I had no idea.
With 16 wins,
I had no idea.
16 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Tommy Hellboy Wells.
Oh, he's a heavyweight? I thought he was cruiser. Hellboy's a heavy? Oh, shit. I thought he was a cruiserweight.
Here comes Tommy Walsh. Again, a man that's been asking for an opportunity, Barry. He's got one, not just because it's at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but he's fighting someone that the public know in Richard Viatfor. If he gets a win, it's a massive, massive scalp for him.
It really is. And to be fair, he's been screaming for a big fight.
Hey,
he
man,
really
that
has.
guy is bigger than the whole ring, ain't he?
Quite a bit of his career. And he's a really clever boxer, this Tommy. I don't think he's not naturally big enough, I think, for the big heavyweights. But getting Viatfor as a new heavyweight, you know, in the second fight
that's one of those small rings right there.
Might be the right time.
But he was in cruiser.
If he got his stats,
okay, I was about to say, because
then he got a really good chance. I mean, in some way, he's going to have to be able to have Scott Welsh.
Okay, he moved up.
It'd be interesting to know what Scott thinks about that.
All right, let's hear it from Scott Welsh. He's ringside with Jamie Ward.
Yeah, here ringside with the Brighton Rock, of course, for the British Commonwealth and WBO World Heavyweight title challenger, Mr. Scott Welch. His son, Tommy Welch, in action, of course, on Saturday night. Scott, great to see you. How's your son looking? How pleased you've been with training camp?
I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased.
What getting me is not a lot of people are aware that Cris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, well, here in the States, aware that this fight is this weekend. You know what I want to say, man? You know what I want to say? But I'm not sure. Did America give up on boxing, bro? Now it's quiet. I feel bad saying it, how quiet it is. I need some noise or turn the volume back up on DAZN or something. Did America give up on boxing, bro? Is the war room the last thing standing, dog? But we're like international. No. You don't think so? Hell no. Why you say no? Salate. Why you say no? What American network focuses on boxing? UFC is taking over prime time. I'm saying. America has not given up. America is just tired of the BS. Then that's giving up, right? Being tired, you're giving up. Because I think American culture, we are complainers, and we don't know how to appreciate or what to complain about. We complain more than we support. I don't think we have a pride for boxing. We're trying to help generate the pride now, but we don't support everything that's boxing. We only support like 4 people. We don't support boxing. Think about it. Every time I do a live commentary, most people are like, man, this is shit. This is shit. This is shit. This is shit. They only support a handful. If people only talk about 5 to 6 fighters. You don't talk about boxing, though. Or they look for the next one to jump on. Who's the next one I can jump on? Is it Boots? Is it Vergil Ortiz? Who's the next American star I can jump on? But boxing, though. You're right, Biz. Yeah. I mean, HBO gave up on it. Showtime gave up on it. And now ESPN has given up on it. And then we get mad. Well, what Turkey Al-Sheikh is doing. But if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for DAZN, I'm not. Who is there champion the boxing? Who is there instead? Oh man, forget Turkey. Okay, let's throw him out the window. Who is there? When Floyd left, it started hitting different. Yeah, because after Floyd, Lupe, everybody was so accustomed to the way he did things that when you have somebody like Brian Norman, or when you have fighters like Inoue and Bam Rodriguez or David Benavidez, you got to get behind. It's hard to not get behind the flashy guy. You got to get behind. I mean, love it or hate it, lump it or like it, Floyd Mayweather was very flashy. So when you think of a champion now, you have to think of ice teeth and diamonds everywhere. That has to be the guy, because that's what you see as a champion, and that's what you love to love or love to hate, right? But nobody's really that good to pose like that. They only posers now if you're doing that. Floyd was damn good at doing that. That was him. Everybody else got to pretend to be like him. So boxing is back to what it's been at its truest form, and people are bored. So now to overcompensate, you need to have like these big events, these weird clashes like Jake Paul versus Tank, or like, you know, just these things. Because the actual sport, like right now, what we're watching right now isn't enough for people. The sport, so we got to get people to like the sport, like boxing, enjoy what boxing is. Catwalk instead of ring walk. You feel what I'm saying? They got to enjoy what boxing is, because right now this is the most I've seen the best fighting the best in a while, and people don't even recognize that the best is fighting them. They don't even know the fighters. And this is the most competitive I've seen boxing for a while now, to be honest. Yeah, we're back to the Stone Age. Yeah, Tank retired every right. But here's the thing, Salate. People grasped onto Tank. They needed one guy. Like, people don't see other countries, they love the sport. Like UK is prideful of UK boxing. You get what I'm think about where all the big fights are now overseas, because those fan bases, they love their boxing, not one superstar. In America, we like to get behind superstars and say he cannot be defeated and he's the best and nobody can mess with him and all. They like the idea of building this undefeated, but everywhere else, they like the sport. It's different. Japan, Mexico, you know, UK, they like the sport. We want a superstar. And I think that's how we fell off. That's how we fell off. And that's why Lupe said after Floyd, you know what I mean? There was no superstar. But really, if the War Room, if we can help impact boxing to where, and there's 700 of us in here, so these are the real hardcore boxing fans right here. If we can impact the sport into people loving the sport, there's no boxer over boxing. Boxing is over boxer. If we can just kind of reshape the boxing culture, I mean, it's going to take a lot, though. It's going to take a lot. But I can tell by conversations that people are more into fanboying than loving the sport. What's with all this we talk? I mean, we're in here. It's all of us in here. The War Room love boxing. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. You know, I don't want to say they because I'm American, right? So I'm just talking about as America, generally speaking. You know, the boxing fan base in the War Room is such a tiny % of America. You know what I mean? So generally speaking, it feels like America gave up on boxing, but will champion a boxer. You know what I'm saying? One boxer who fights twice a year isn't enough to keep the sport on a network. And that's the Black Two Sugars. A fighter who fights once, maybe twice a year isn't enough to keep a sport on a network. That's why boxing has dropped off so many networks. And it's doing so well overseas.
WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship. Let's first welcome to the ring, coming to us from Duarte, California.
Does the Ali Act have to go?
He brings a professional record
it doesn't have to go.
18 wins.
No, it should stay.
With
the Ali Act should remain.
Of his 18 wins coming by way of
here we go.
Knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Kurt Scooby.
Hey, man.
almost the unknown to British fight fans, Kurt Scooby, but American
Y'all
fight
got to
fans
step
will
up
know
these
him
media
very, very
workouts.
well. Was impressed
David Benavidez
the last couple of
be
years fighting on the
chewing.
OTX, the smaller shows.
His media workouts
that
be
DAZN
crazy.
put on all over
Ilfimo
America.
Lopez too.
And he took this
He
opportunity with
has
both hands. Says
integrity
you don't need to
with
get
his
ready
media
when you
workouts.
are ready. Be interested
Some
to see what he
people
can
got
do, Darren.
integrity,
Yeah,
bro.
saying all the right things yesterday, and me and Barry have pointed out.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
a good
come on, man.
fighter,
Put,
he's
put
improved
the
a lot
gloves
since
on.
that one single
Go hit
defeat.
the
He's
mitt.
a big puncher, physically very strong, and like I say, what I was hearing, look at the shape of the man. Incredible, and he's going to have to be.
Man,
Barry,
I was
because
just
that
at the
doesn't
gym
seem
like
very
an
good
hour
fighter.
ago. I want to get back in the gym. Scooby Snacks got me like, I need to get back in the gym.
I didn't take my top off today. I mean, he's good. He does the fundamentals quite well. Like I said earlier, he's massively improved. And that right hand of his, the timing of that right hand more than the power, is a really good weapon.
Hey, brother, get
Right, so many keen observers at ringside. Obviously, Shane McGuigan here.
90% of them are guys
and
there,
he
bro.
is ringside with Jamie Ward.
Yeah, of course, trainer of Adam Azim, Mr. Shane McGuigan in the house as well
Bruh.
here this evening. Shane, great to see your opponent change due to face Errol.
Get hyped up about what, fam?
How pleased were you with how Adam
Dude,
accepted that and
dude,
moved straight into this fight, new opponent?
I saw Jake Paul and Mike Tyson media workout, and they were throwing thunder. Mike was out there 60 years old throwing combinations, bruh. I saw Jake Paul, bam, 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 throwing thunder. And that's Jake Paul and Mike, and everybody shitted on that. At least they were throwing hands. Look, well, you're going to look stiff when you're that muscular. That's just, it's hard to look like, I mean, think about it, bro. The physics of it. He's going to look like that, but that doesn't mean he ain't got hands. You're going to look like that when you're that muscular. Just the physics of it. Your muscles are in the way, bro. You ain't going to look like Muhammad Ali and you're built like that, bro. Come on, y'all. But it doesn't mean that you don't know how to throw yours, though. You can throw yours. If he's lifting weights to put the size on, he's gassing out. Yeah, that's a fact. But I'm going to tell you this, brother. There's a chance that he's not lifting a lot of weights. Bruh, listen, there are some people whose bodies respond to physical pressure. And like that, dude, I have family members who don't do anything and look like that, bro. I swear I do. I have family members who just do a couple push-ups, go to work, and they look like that. That's why it's hard to say he's just doing a lot of lifting. I'm not. He can be doing jump rope, throwing his hand, just doing what everyone else does, and he looks like that. Let me see. He's just going to gas before 12. Probably. But I'm just saying that isn't always from lifting weights, bro. Not from being, okay, it's not always from being a bodybuilder. Sometimes it's shit. Let me see. There's no way this guy isn't popping for PEDs. Brother Matt, Matt, wait till I'm done. And I'm 45. Wait until I'm done. Everybody's going to say I'm on PEDs. It's genetics. It's genetics. If I took a picture of my shirt off right now and put it on Instagram, people will be like, dang, Biz must be. It's just, brother, I don't think he's popping. he looks natty, bro. It's just genetics, bro. It's just how ShowBizz going to gym for a month and then all of a sudden, brother, he played football. Okay, yeah. Something. That's true. I'm telling you. Wait till everybody say I'm on snack and I'm on watch. All right, let me check my boy out. Let me check my boy.
Azim.
Light lift, just working out. Check out Azim.
Hot prospects, really is. A lot of people have been talking about this young man for a couple of years, and let's see what he can do against, again, a different type of proposition in Kurt Scooby. Someone that's going to come and bring it to him. Not going to stand off. Someone that's
put the gloves.
Physically stronger than him as well. Let's see what he can do against that type of opposition, Darren.
Yeah, and I think he wants to get in there with all sorts. He understands he's learning and wants to tick the boxes, wants to gain that experience. Yeah, but he carries frightening speed. He really does. Not just with his hands, but his reactions, his speed of foot.
Wow.
And it generates so much power from it. His confidence is through the.
You can't fight ShowBizz. Of course you swole. But my thing is, you can be a dick all you want.
and be jealous as much, because I can hear the jealousy in your shit. You're just jealous. But I'm just saying, shirt off, people gonna say that I'm on snack. Watch. Now you can take your jealousy on and just get in the gym, and you don't have to be jealous, bro. Get your ass in the gym and get on a good diet.
Class, but just maybe slipping off it a little bit. We always thought that he would win, but not in that sort of fashion. The stopping was the win was okay.
I know, but you gotta make those weak guys.
And the way he just blasted through him at his own pace.
You gotta make the weak better, bro, and then they won't be weak anymore. You gotta get in the gym. He won't sound like that.
And the power within that speed from DAZN. So he's not just fast hands. He's skillful with it. He takes time to pick his shots. He doesn't just throw. He's not like Amir Khan, who was brilliant, by the way. But Amir Khan was blind speed, 100 miles an hour. He thinks about his punches before he lets them go. And with that, you get the power. With the power, you get danger.
I need.
Adam got into the ring there. Physically, you look at his
I wonder if
he's putting on size as well. Obviously, he's maturing.
I know Kurt
140 pounds. He's clearly going to go up to 147 sometime soon.
He seems to be doing
physically,
a whole
maybe
lot
he's
of
got enough to kind of push Scooby back. Maybe it isn't just a boxing match. Maybe he can compete physically.
Well, we just heard there, Shane McGuigan saying the best DAZN will be at 147, and you can see with the frame that he has, just quite technically, I think an issue for Scooby.
Nah, it's just true. Ain't jealous. I'm just telling the truth. Well, yeah, you're better than me. You're scary, and you could beat me in a fight, and you're amazing. I'm just talking about the physique. You ain't have to say I can't fight. Of course, I'm swole, and try to come up with a reason, and you don't know me and don't know what I do. Just if your reason is I can't fight because you're so good at it, then it's okay. The swole part, though, just seeing me, they gonna think I'm on snack, and that's the Black Two Sugars. Let me see. Love you, boy. I'm 55. I still spar. Nice 6 to 8 rounds. When the bell rings, it's free here in YouTube. LOL. I see your bag workouts, bruh. I like what you do. Love you, boy. Thanks, brother. Thanks. That's because you're in the gym. When you're in the gym, real recognize real. Azim looks 13th century Catholic priest. No, you're funny. You're funny as hell. All right, here we go.
But at some point, you're going to have
when
to
you're
have
in the gym yourself, you're left.
We've seen a little bit of like he's been frustrated, and
it would be a ninja named
learn on the job, and that's been a good learning experience for him. But we haven't seen him, be all over the place. We haven't seen him, when he hits people, they always shy away.
I want to go there, bro.
I think, listen, I think what
I would have had to put an Anton or I would have had to put Swan.
But he is still boxing the guy who's dangerous and very athletic.
I didn't want to go there, bro. I'm trying to be nice.
He can push him back with the jab.
Do your thing,
B. If Scooby back, Scooby's going to have nice work.
Can I put you both on the spot? Can I put you? Do you mind? I know what you're going to ask. You know what
I'm going to say this about Azim. I'm going to say this about Azim, and I think you guys noticed it. All right? I'm going to say it. His head seems to be very high and on an island. All right. And if he drops that right as he punching and Scooby chins him, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. If he throws that right and see how it drops down sometimes with his head on an island, and Scooby chins him, I wouldn't be shocked. I've been noticing that about Azim. I think I mentioned it the last time I called this fight. I'm like, hey, listen, man, his head though is on an island. That's my thing. Yeah, that's been my thing, bro. Let me see. America's need to get over the racism so we can get behind all our boxers. I know I'm tired of boxing in the wee hours of the night. Come home. America just angry at everything. So we bring up race, and I mean, today is the least of racial pressure it's been in American history, period. And if you don't think so, then you have totally disrespected your ancestors and don't understand. But it's one of the, I mean, in the 80s, I was just talking to my daughter about it. In the 80s, we weren't crying like that. We were fine. We were having a ball. And I think it's because America has gotten so much where we're spoiled. So the fact that people are crying so much on social media and complaining about the things that they complain about, that means that they don't have enough worries. Because if you got real worries, you're not on social media talking about racism when it comes to a fighter and another fighter. You just won't be. You're too busy taking care of some real shit. You know what I'm saying? So to be that impacted and be jumping on everybody's social media, so you got too much time on your hands, and you're using the phone. Yeah, obviously, we're spoiled. That's why we complain so much. That's why we complain so much. So true. We complain crazy. If you're over 40 and you look at what these kids complain about now, we're laughing. We're laughing and we're frustrated. Like, what's your problem, bro?
Knockout. Ranked number 10 by Ring Magazine. Here is Echo the Engine Essuman.
By the way, as Echo Essuman is making his ring walk, there was a bit of commotion ringside between Adam Azim and Kurt Scooby. It's got emotional between these two all week, and it's going to be fiery throughout the rest of the week. We're all waiting for heat between Eubank and Ben. The heat is now there between Adam Azim and Kurt Scooby. Hopefully we get a word from Adam Azim with Jamie Ward to find out exactly what happened there. A lot of fire between these two boys.
Well, Scooby was waiting for him yesterday, wasn't he? When he was on the stage, waiting outside, waiting for him to walk down and had to be separated then.
You go, Happy Glove's own work. I like Adam Azim.
Pushing going on as well on the camera.
All right, let's see if we can find out exactly what happened. Jamie Ward was in the mix. He's with Adam Azim now. Jamie, what was going on there?
Yeah, certainly a little bit of commotion there, Adam, when you were making your way out of the ring with Kurt Scooby.
You gonna grab the ultimate perspective?
Yeah. Those monsters ain't gonna do nothing.
Wait.
Most of these champions, Terence Crawford, Canelo, you got Devontae, you got Ryan. They all knock people out with muscles. They've never been muscly, so his muscle ain't gonna do the talking on Saturday.
Wow.
How is it changing your excitement for the opening bell on Saturday from what he's been acting and how he's been saying this week?
I can't wait to smash his face in on Saturday, but look, I'm very calm. He's a bit of a guy, he's alright. Do you know what I mean? It's like Scooby-Dooby-Doo. There's a guy, there's a character called Scrappy. He's the scrappy one. I'm the calm one. I do my job on Saturday night.
Does it change how you want to win the fight then? You say you want to punch his face in. Is this about making a big statement and making an example of that behaviour as well?
My statement is to make a big statement on Topman, but I'm going to punish him and take him to deep waters.
Okay, Adam, wish you the best of luck for Saturday night. Actually, guys.
Love it.
You know,
absolutely love it. You rarely, if any time,
here's
I've
my
ever
thing.
seen emotion from.
Here's my thing. I'm gonna put a few things together for you. Philo was talking about how she's going to get the ultimate plan. She's going to be an ultimate fan. Hit the Tyson bell. Here's the thing, you guys. To be very honest, when it comes to the ultimate plan thing, people are busy trying to just tear it down for reasons that doesn't make sense. All right. And here's what I mean. And I'm going to give you guys 2 points here. One, this fight, Conor Benn versus Cris Eubank, is going to be like $50 pay-per-view. I'd rather spend $45 than $50. Next week is going to be the Ring 4 with David Benavidez versus Yard, Haney versus Brian Norman. Everybody's going to watch that. That's going to be $50+ dollars. I'd rather pay $45 than $50 there too. But if you pay $45 now, you get this fight Saturday and you get Ring 4 and you get every fight in between. Even if you're trying to hate on something good, right? That's what people do. Okay, there's a new idea, it's a good idea. Let me hate on it. Even so, don't hate on yourself because it's cheaper. Yeah, $45 a month for the ultimate plan. Check it out on DAZN. $45 a month, you get everything. All the pay-per-views and all the subscription-based stuff. All the on the ground, all of my Black Two Sugars and all of the shows that's on DAZN and all of the fights and bare knuckle fighting championship and everything along with all the pay-per-views. You get all of DAZN and all the pay-per-views for $45 a month when one pay-per-view is over $50. If you don't hate so much that you hate on yourself, I'm just saying it helps you guys watch boxing more. And I feel great saying that because all of you guys are here on a boxing channel. So I know y'all are interested in boxing. So another thing, here's my second point. Most people, the math still don't math for some people, it's funny, but most people hate on Conor Benn versus Cris Eubank, or hate the fights in Saudi Arabia, or hate certain fights because they can't afford to access it. So then they say it's shit. With $45 a month, you can. So you don't have to hate anymore. You can just watch it. Listen, let me tell you why that's a good point. Because I used to be on PlayStation side and hate on Xbox. But that was because I couldn't play them both. I could only pick one. I could only afford one. So I had to be on either Team PlayStation or Team Xbox. But when I was able to make enough to afford both, I didn't give a shit. I just had them both. No longer was I on Team PlayStation or Team Xbox. So when $45 gets you all the fights, you're going to no longer be hating. Hey, this is at 11 o'clock on a Saturday? Fine. This is at 2 o'clock on a fine. I'm paying $45 a month. I got access to it. You ain't going to be hating on shit. You'll be a different boxing fan because now you're watching all the fights. It doesn't matter. And that's why I told you guys an early fight on a Saturday a lot of times is better than a later fight because you get to go to the club. You get to go out for Saturday. You don't watch the fights and you get to go out. Jack Catterall.
Boots Ennis, he wants to prove that he's not a boring fighter, that he can get the victories, he can get the big wins. And I love the fact that he's decided, you know what, I'm gonna separate from a 10-year friendship, if you like, 10-year relationship with Nigel Travis and Jamie Moore and bet on myself a bit here.
Ambition shows huge ambition for me, and that's what's required when you're at these later stages of your career. How much do you still want it? And that sacrifice shows it all.
All right, let's hear from his new trainer, Bozy Ennis. He is ringside with Jamie Ward.
Yeah, Bozy, great to see you. First time in the UK for you, I believe. How are you enjoying it all so far?
Man, beautiful. Great time, man. The plane ride was nice and everything was nice. Yeah.
In terms of Jack Catterall, you've not had lots and lots of time together over in Philadelphia, but how happy and pleased have you been with how he's responded to things so far?
When he first came down, he came down when they called me up. He just wanted to come down and work out, you know what I mean? And I guess that he loved what we was doing. So his manager that texted me and called me up this year and said, how would I like to do? How would I like to work with Jack? I said, yeah, Jack's a pretty good, nice guy. You know what I mean? There's a lot I can teach him, just like that. So that's how they said they was going to pick between me and Bomac. So he picked me. So
worked with a lot of great fighters, including your son, of course. What do you admire about Jack Catterall as a fighter and his ability?
His work ethic. He worked real good. You know what I mean? He do everything I tell him to do, man. And
I've already,
he's a great person, man.
That's all I can say. Of course. I've already.
How far do you still believe Jack Catterall can go in this sport, Bozy?
I think Jack can go to the top. All he got to do is put some more of my stuff into him. Because it take a little time to, to catch on to what I'm teaching him, But I think he's gonna be pretty good.
What do you want to see in the ring from Jack on Saturday?
Saturday, I want to see Jack to go out there and do everything behind the jab. Set everything up behind the jab. And then move your head, catch the shot sometimes, don't move too far back. Go out to the side, you know what I mean? Fake throw sometime in and out, you know what I mean? And just be Jack,
Think we can expect a more aggressive version of Jack Catterall perhaps under your tutelage?
Say it again?
Can we expect a more aggressive version of Jack Catterall, do you think?
That's what I want him to do. You know what I mean? I want him to press right behind the jab, though. Everything behind the jab. Go forward, set his punches up, and just don't stay in front. Because a lot of times Jack got to have it to stand in front after he throw the shots.
Just finally, Bozy, do you believe we see the big one, hopefully next year, between Jerome Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz? Boxing needs to see it. Do you think we see it?
But the way it seemed like, they didn't want to take the fight, you know what I mean? But, we can move on, you know what I mean? Well, we want the fight because I think that's a great fight for both of them. Vergil's a great fighter. He can't take it away. He got good people behind him, you know what I mean? So We'll see.
How special is your son? How do you believe he would win that fight against Vergil Ortiz?
Boots?
How do you believe Boots would beat Vergil? Yeah.
I think what happens if Vergil, as good as everybody say he is, you'll see Boots go to another level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't see nothing yet. They didn't see nothing yet. You know, because he be working with heavyweights, light heavyweights, and he be stopping them.
Thank you, Bozy. Good luck with Jack this week. Thanks for your time.
I think Boots. I think. Hey, listen, dog. I'm not even going to be funny, man. I think Boots kind of toys with Vergil Ortiz and his best performance. It sounds okay. So my man said not enough good pay-per-view events for it to be worth it. That I'm going to ask you guys, how many of you guys agree with that? Not enough good pay-per-view events for it to be worth it. I'm going to say this in response to that. This is why boxing fell off in America. Boxing fans in America don't even know what good is, because we want either Tank or Canelo. Yeah, that was a bad statement, right? Because he doesn't. That's why I said if you're a casual, it's not for you. It wouldn't be for you. But this is a pay-per-view. Look at this. He doesn't know this is a good pay-per-view. He doesn't know Benavidez and Yard, and he doesn't know Bam Rodriguez. He doesn't know Abdullah Mason and Sandwich Noakes. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know Brian Norman and Devin Haney. He don't have no ideas who these guys are. That's why he's saying what he's saying, right? He doesn't know Conor Benn and Cris Eubank. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson is fighting in January on DAZN. All these fights, Vergil Ortiz has knocked out Lubin, and that went viral, and that was the subscription-based. You don't even have to watch all the, if you're too casual to watch the rest of the undercard, you can watch the main fight, right? But he doesn't know. He ain't shit, right? He's casual about this. He doesn't know, bro. Right? He doesn't know Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani, and that's coming. He doesn't know. The guy has no idea. And those guys should not participate, right? Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios is going to be on DAZN. All of these matchups are all on DAZN. If it's boxing, it's on DAZN. And he says not enough good paper. If it's boxing, it's on DAZN. He doesn't even like boxing. So the guy, he doesn't know. And if you don't know boxing, if you don't know it enough, then it's not for you. You're not an ultimate fan. You shouldn't do it. You should wait for Tank or Jake Paul or Canelo or maybe Terrence Crawford. Hopefully he's big enough now. Or if Errol comes back, that's what you wait for. That's what you wait for, right? Perfect time. Perfect timing. And that he shouldn't be. He should not participate at all.
I mean, but do you know what? From what I've seen, you got fully focused fighters there that are ready for Saturday night, and I like that. You know, I mean, they're going through the run of the mill here, which they usually do. But I like the mannerism. I like the body language.
They're excited, aren't they?
They are excited. They understand the opportunity. This is a massive event. Tottenham Stadium Saturday night. It's going to be fun. They're going to be banged out. It's going to be something special, and they're all thrilled to be a part of it.
All of them have smiles. You're right about the excitement, but the one with the biggest smile for me is Sam Gilly.
Let me see. I'm gonna be real. I see what he's saying, and I'm no casual. It's not like they are every month 45 to 50 a month. I get it, right? So Charles Baker, you have to understand what I'm saying, though. Okay, so do the math on how often you buy pay-per-views, and see if it's worth it for you. That's all. That's really it. Charles Baker, if you don't like boxing enough, then it's not for you. Right? It's like the NFL ticket. It's like the Sunday ticket. If you only like the Chicago Bears or you like the team that's in your city, that comes on your TV anyway. So you don't need the NFL ticket. Everything else can be highlights. But if you love the NFL and you need to watch multiple games, Charles Baker, then you need the NFL. You're a different fan. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I like watching Ortiz versus Lubin. I like all these fights, all of them. I'm a different fan. When I watch the NFL, I like watching the Buffalo Bills. I like watching the Seahawks. I like watching the Falcons. I like watching the Saints. And I like watching football. I'm a different fan. So for people like my man and even Charles Baker, you're like, man, it's not enough for you. But for me, I love boxing, right? And boxing is nowhere else. No, tell me the last time you watched a boxing match on Amazon Prime. How often are you watching boxing on Netflix? It is nowhere else. So it's for the ultimate fan. If you love boxing, this is a good plan for you. If you are about boxing, you should not do it. I keep saying the same thing. I understand. I keep saying the same thing. People don't like being called a casual, but that's what it is. And that's okay. Being a casual is fine. There are casual everything. But if you really love the sport, $45 is extremely cheap. Extremely, because you'll be paying for everything anyway. So $45 is extremely cheap for those who love boxing. It's extremely cheap. But if you don't love boxing enough, it's expensive.
Comfortable, you need a little bit more. It sounds silly, but you won't try as hard in training at the time.
And he's fighting as a middleweight. He's not fighting as a welterweight. So do it how a middleweight would do it.
But you got to be putting on too much weight. Yeah. It's no good to you. If he comes in 158, but
oops.
The weight is the weight is. You just got to get it right for him.
My bad, y'all.
For him.
Okay, Conor. $45 is not cheap. Well, yeah, if you're not making enough money, then no, of course not. You know what I'm saying? I get that too. But for people who love boxing, so the NFL Sunday ticket is like $100 a month. Right? That's not cheap. Right? Also, to buy a pay-per-view for $50 and then 2 months later you buy this pay-per-view for $70. And then I can't watch everything else. You know, I can take the $45 a month because I just love boxing that much. All right. And it's not a lot of not to me. $45 a month is not. There's so many streaming apps going. I mean, you drop 2 of those, you're fine. But it all depends on how much you love boxing. It all depends on how much you love boxing. It's not really that crazy of a y'all making it complex like some females. It's like, you love boxing enough for $45 a month? Yes, then do it. It's not even like, because boxing is nowhere else. So, let me see. Even further, Biz, how many people got Netflix, HBO Max, and Paramount? That's what I'm saying. And only put away about 6 shows collectively for a year. Same thing to me. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Conor Benn, more experience, more focus, I dare say, this time round as well. And, with a bit of inside information, a little bit bigger this time round as well, Darren.
Yeah. And look,
the tweets are going to be going mad.
Go ahead, Conor. Hey, last thing I want to do this. That's not what I said, right? That's a very soft, you have a very soft ear. Your ear, that's a sensitive human. Like, dude, I can't do it. Y'all too sensitive, man. It's like I said, it's hard for an alpha male to speak to a lot of these men out here, bro. Just the way y'all interpret things. Like, it's almost like talking to ex-girlfriends. That's not what I said. Not what I said, but you try to twit like some kind of little ex-chick. Like,
so he's not defending that. I don't think he's not defending that.
That's why I quit early.
Family pride thing when he had to get the win. So that's done now. So
he
still wants to get the win.
He
still has to get angry, but I mean, there's a bit more. He's being relaxed on a bad thing, but he still has to fight angry. The aggression is his friend if he can get it right. I mean, you can use the aggression.
They just
be overwhelming.
Man, this era. That's why I was like, yo, I got to focus on watching boxing. Conor Benn, like, look at that. Conor Benn from testosterone. I need that because what y'all being on now, dog.
then
I got to see Barbaric.
AJ and
Eubank. All right, we'll talk about it, brother.
If he can be a bit smarter with the second phase of attack, then he's got a good chance.
You know, when you watch Conor Benn, Darren, considering basically no amateur record, he's a lot better than, like, if you were to watch him, you'd think there was an amateur record, wouldn't you? He looks like someone who's had a few amateur fights and then has turned pro. I feel like he's...
I know, man. I'll do a video on Jay Paul.
Yeah, do you know what? I think when someone picks stuff up, when they probably have no right to, or they've done it as quick as perhaps he has, it shows desire to want to learn. You know, when you're in the gym and you're all ears and you're looking to improve, it's quite easy to say, "Oh, look, I can't do that. I want to move on to something else." He's, you know, he's dedicated.
See how he keeps up the jab?
Trade there is out there, and yeah, that's showing all the correct signs to go on and to be potentially successful in this sport.
You know, you just mentioned his side there, Barry, and you're right. I mean, he's home now for the last, I guess, couple of years. It's been 154 or 160. Can he make 147? Does he have to make 147? Because you look at what's at 154 and you're like, wow, okay, there are sharks everywhere. Does he not have to make 147?
Put the gloves on.
Yeah, but
he's putting the gloves. He's going to give us some work. He's going to give us some work.
I think that would be the way. Give us some work. But can he still get down to that? That's a lot of weight cut, isn't that? I mean, he's saying he can, so maybe he can. But I think you know, Darren talks about how improved the fighter that he is. So he had an issue with me a few years back, and I called him the most improved fighter in the country before the Algeria fight. And he had a really problem with that. And when I spoke to him, he said, "You're making up that I wasn't a very good fighter." And I said, "Well, actually, Conor, you weren't that good. And why should you be good? You had no experience. You just come into the game really green and fresh, and you knew nothing about the sport. Just having a great father who's a great boxer doesn't mean you automatically make you a great fighter." But he learned on the job, so he was the most improved fighter in the country. And then he took it about as a compliment, thank God, because he could fight in front of me. But I mean, after that, you know, he's gone on for leaps and bounds. And I think he's learned on the job, and that's a difficult thing to do under the line, under the spotlight, Darren, continuously. And now, you know, he's probably as good as he's ever been.
Yeah, 100%. I'm intrigued to see how he approaches this fight, Barry, from the off. Like, does Conor Benn look to hold the centre of the ring, or does he try and use that side of Eubank to walk him onto the shot?
No, I don't think. I try to prove this. I don't think he has the ability or the size to walk him on the shots. I think he has to be the aggressor. But like everything with boxing, as you know, it's your entry and your exit.
That shot we've just seen a moment ago, the jab, that's going to be so important.
He didn't use that in the last fight. He was getting low, which was good, and you know, to the right, which wasn't bad. Forced Eubank to overreach with the shots at time, but without the jab, he can't find a way in. Or he has to study Eubank's jab and find a way in when he throws his jab, which is a risk that you have to either break Eubank's jab down by parrying
left hook more straight,
or take the brunt of the
real
shot.
fluid.
So that's a risk to me. I think if he double jab, we say it all the time to me. That double jab and stab in that front foot, put speed in that lead hand, and that closes the distance to you. And then all you got to do then is take a step to the right. So he's on the left-hand side of the left-hand jab of Eubank, and he can throw from a safe place.
And another one, I guess, if we're going to go back to the weight.
Looking good.
And if he is trying to build up into this middleweight division, we go back to that third round where he hurt Eubank. If he was a little bit bigger, naturally, would that have done more damage?
I think so, possibly, yeah. But also at the same time, like we mentioned, he has to stay explosive. So putting on that weight, he has to be sensibly put on, where you carry a bit more power and more purchase throwing through the punches, but also keep that speed and explosiveness there. Otherwise, it's no good. It's just a heavy, those heavy shots you can take all day. Yeah. It's the ones with the snap are the ones that make you think twice about throwing back, make you panic on you, or knock you down and hurt you. The heavy shots, it's a bit of pain, isn't it? But you can absorb that and get used to it.
It does seem a calm demeanour. Not just around Conor, look, all smiled, Tony Sims smiled, Nigel, Pedro in the corner. They seem at peace, they seem comfortable.
Let me just take care of
Sorry guys, I've been a bit quiet for the last couple of minutes, a bit of breaking news. We will confirm, I don't want to spoil anything, we will confirm. I'm smiling because, Jamie Ward looks at me, I looked at Jamie, I think there's something to talk about.
I'll get a video out
later.
Don't worry.
Aside from that, Conor's looked explosive in the ring, hasn't he? He looked really good in the ring.
Yeah,
I think I genuinely believe this could be a better fight than the first one, which is saying something.
history would tell you the second fight's very rarely as good as the first, but it has happened in the past, so it can happen. And I think because
I like what I saw.
don't disrespect to these
I
two,
like the
I think
fluidity.
that
I just put a max bet on Conor Benn. I'm not sure if you guys saw the Instagram, but I just put a max bet on Conor Benn by knockout. Just to
might make the same mistakes, which makes it a fun fight.
So I bet
But either way, whichever you picked it, Conor has to be aggressive.
So
if he's not aggressive, he can't box this, I don't think. If he proves me wrong, it's fantastic, but I can't see that.
Yeah, I mean, that aggression has to be there. We've said this, you know, ever since the first fight was happening. He's got to be smart with the way he uses that fire and that aggression. He's got to channel it and pick his moments, but that's not bad sparring, partner.
I like the work. And is that Nigel?
Just do a little bit of shadow thing, boxing there for the Nigel Benn. I wonder if that's the same for Conor.
I just think the air of the shots from Nigel Benn would probably be enough to knock me out.
You know, they mirror. They almost mirror each other, don't they? And in terms of the way Conor's clearly watched his dad growing up because he mirrors him. He kind of bends his knees and goes,
Nice. Nigel Benn coming up before he won anything. He looked the angriest man you ever met in your life. He was so ferocious. He had that Mohican haircut thing that he had going on. And he used to scream when he got in the ring. And you just thought, this is a...
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Yes, Father, I like that. I really like that. Did you see how Nigel was kind of moving around it? So that shows what they've been doing, how to mirror, how to cut off the ring, and how to do it. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing here. I like what I'm seeing here. I'm about to cry. Philo, that was really amazing. That was amazing. Yeah, that was heartwarming. That was something else, man. Like I said, the journey that they're taking seems to be beyond the rivalry. Like the rivalry, doesn't it feel like the rivalry is cooked? It feels like the rivalry isn't really the selling point right now. They ain't even selling the rivalry, right? I mean, well, not Conor and Eubank. It just seems like their journey is different. Look at this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole it feels like it's another fight. First fight had me choked up too. Yeah, I mean, it's the greatest fighting event I've ever watched in my life. This is the whole movie. Yeah. No need to fight one selling. Yeah. Ben Sr. is still in serious shape. 100%. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, yeah, I see you guys still arguing the $45 thing and all that stuff. I think some of you guys got real sensitive about being labeled a certain way. Don't worry about that. Listen, you guys. Listen, guys. Y'all taking stuff very personally, and that's not what I'm doing. I don't want this to be a hurtful statement, but the statement is, if you like boxing enough, boxing is only on DAZN. It's only on DAZN. If you like it enough, $45 is cheap. You get what I'm saying? Not if you're broke. That's not what I'm saying. Hold on.
Happy to be here. But everything looks different from April last time. Everything. The demeanor looks different.
No, I was still healing, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. What's a strong mind can carry a weak body, but a strong body can't carry a weak mind. You know, and it's all up here. It's all mental. You know, I felt strong. I'm always give 100%. I weren't right. A lot of hatred, a lot of bitterness, a lot of anger, a lot of spite. You know, waking up in the morning, that was what fueled me. Yeah. I wake up in the morning angry, I go to bed angry. You know, and I don't feel that way now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm an emotional guy. I'm an emotional guy.
What has given you that peace, Conor?
He's telling the truth.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of therapy, a lot of help.
I love that. That's brilliant, that is.
I was a broken man. But my job, my priority was to get back in the ring. I wanted to just get back in the ring because that was like a place where I found peace. And it was just hard. It was hard. Mentally, I look back now and I go, cool, I weren't in no condition to fight.
You must be so proud of yourself.
No, you must be. You must be.
I mean, I'm getting there. You don't. I mean, people go through worse things in life, right? You know. So what am I moaning about?
It's your life, though. So the problems in your life are your problems. So you can't belittle that. If it's a problem for you,
it helped get me through thinking about what other people else are going through. Comparisons to what I am. Just my ego and pride was hurt a little bit. That was it. I want my kids are healthy. I'm healthy.
Yeah,
my family's healthy. What am I moaning about? What am I really moaning about? You know, and I think you have to go through things in life to get to where I am now. And I feel happy. Too happy.
I
might get in there on a Saturday night start dancing. Do you know what I mean?
Can you switch that switch? So can you click that switch? I know you can.
Come on, Barry.
But I was going to ask you, because to go the 12 rounds, they've got a ton of 12, a great 12 rounds here. It's a real ton of 12 rounds. You've done that for the first time in your career.
Second.
No, for me though, I think that
was my first proper 12 round.
That was looking like that. I think so. I think I'm against a big guy like that, and you know now. You think we all think we can do it, but until you do, you don't know.
Agreed.
Now you know. Is that a daunting task, or do you keep strength for that?
Listen, I don't like getting 12 rounds. If I can close the show, I'll close the show. But ultimately, I know I can go 12 rounds with a much bigger man.
Yeah.
But not only him throw double the amount of punches. I was back in the gym on the Sunday.
Oh wow.
You know, I was back in the gym on the Sunday. So if you look at the damage done in the fight, it felt like I barely took any damage. I didn't have no.
Tyler, we already know, dog. Scroll up. You think the first one to say it? You know, we'll do a video later.
Let's go.
Relax.
Like, when can we go again? It was supposed to be September. Push back to November. For me, this is my last fight at 160. You know, I'm not much bigger than you, Barry. this is my.
You calling me out?
No, I'm not. Yeah. This is my last fight up at 160, and then I just can't wait to be done with this. I can't wait for this to be done. They'll have to see his face ever again. They'll have to hear it again. I can drop back down to 147 and pursue the goal me and my trainer and my team set out to achieve, and that was winning the world title.
Oh no! If when you win, you telling me there wouldn't be a third fight?
No. No, so you sit there and you go, I delivered with the 2 fights. The big fights don't really happen these days because of the fighters, the promotional contracts. They don't deliver, they don't happen. I'm sitting now going, I'm set for life.
Yeah.
Could I fight again, do the trilogy for greed? Or could I fight for the world title? And I sit down and I go, I don't think I can live with myself if I pass up on the world title.
Right.
I can't make 147 forever. And me spending another 6 months at 160, you can say goodbye.
Yeah, go to
147.
What a thing to be able to say at your age. I'm set for life. That's amazing. You know, take that and keep that in your head forever.
That's until he starts thinking about yachts.
No,
and then he's going to want a bit more.
But now you can chase your ambition, though.
Yeah, but I'm not fueled by that now.
No, that's what I mean. Not the money's there. You can chase your ambition.
I'm fueled to just got to say no. I don't care what people say. It ain't about what anybody else says. For me to sit down with my coach with that WBC belt sitting there, and me and my trainer just sitting there going, Coach, we did it.
Yeah.
Conor, you know when you said, I can't wait to get rid of this. Like,
I can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there not a part of you that's going to miss it? You're not going to miss it a little bit. There must be a part of you that's going to miss sitting across from him and all the drama.
No. Just thinking about it. Just the way he talks. No.
Yeah.
I've got to suffer him at a press conference tomorrow as well. Oh, God, give me strength. God, give me strength.
Yeah, you're probably going to need some, actually, because you know what he's like already. Have you watched the first fight back a few times?
I've watched it back twice.
What did you make of the performance?
What do I make of it?
Here we go, little bits of it here.
Yeah,
hopefully it's not showing the bits where you're getting hit a bit. Okay.
Oh, which part didn't I get hit?
You got every round you guys were throwing leather.
Like, you know what? He's crafty in there. I didn't give him credit for that. You know, he's resilient, he's strong.
That brother was out.
He's athletic.
He was out.
He's got good work rate on him. I feel like I took his soul that night. I took a big part of it, and I'm going to take what's left of it Saturday.
Wow.
But ultimately, it takes two to tango. That fight wouldn't have been what it wouldn't have been.
You changed.
What? Just like that. This is 30 seconds where I'm laughing. Then.
Yeah, no, you see,
I like it.
Don't think the switch, Barry. Don't think the switch.
But how did the size and the physical strength?
He was so tired.
You can feel the difference in there. I can feel the
that
size
first
difference.
fight was wild.
He absorbs the shots more. He's more resilient. But if he was a welterweight, this will be a no contest. This will be no match.
You can use the angles, can you? You're entering.
You say use the angles, but he used his weight well.
Yeah.
He used his weight well. And I was erratic early on. And he used his weight well. He used his experience. Yeah. He's crafty in there. He doesn't look all that from the outside. But when you're in there with him, I'm sure you've met them fighters throughout your careers where they don't look all that. And then when you get in there with them, you go, okay, that makes sense. Why you're crafty, you're experienced, bit awkward. You know, he's a good fighter. I take my hat off to him.
Conor, look, you've been here long enough. Go on, get going. Your dad's calling you as well. Your team are calling you.
We're going to the gym.
Yeah, get in gym.
We're going to gym.
Okay, that's right. You got to go. Conor, we'll see you
I
at the presser. Thank you very
love
much.
everything Conor Benn said. I had to really take that all in. Look. We're about to watch Cris Eubank, and then I got to go. But and then I would do the Jake Paul AJ. But I want to say this. Yeah, he sounds very aware. Yep. When I said that American boxing was cooked, we're looking at Conor Benn versus Cris Eubank. Look at how many people is talking about Jake and AJ. I just had a whole speech about what people watch, what people will consume. Nothing wrong with Jake and AJ. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying American boxing, what they have to consume. They don't like boxing, not the sport. They like certain names. And that's why I keep making my point. If you like boxing enough, $45 a month isn't a bad deal at all for those who like the sport. And DAZN is the international network of boxing. So every weekend there's a fight, pay-per-view or not. So you love box, so you're fine. But it's not worth it if there's not enough Jake Paul fight or Tank Davis or Canelo. You know the names. If that's what you're consuming only and what you're into, is not worth it. Jake versus AJ took up our entire war room chat. When Conor Benn versus Cris Eubank is this Saturday. Get what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to cover it. That's hilarious. I'm going to watch it. I can't wait. But what I'm saying is that's where American boxing is. Jake, AJ, Jake, Tank, Jake, whatever, right? Canelo, whomever, and that's it. While other countries love the sport. So I'm saying the ultimate plan is a no-brainer for those who love the sport. And that's the Black Two Sugars. And people hate that they're in that category. So they try to get mad at me, but don't. I'm not dissing. That is what it is. Because if it wasn't, HBO will still have boxing on it. Showtime will still have boxing on it, and ESPN would. There was a time when all of them had boxing, and they all dropped. They lost so much money that they dropped it. That's not a figment of our imagination. That's where the American fan base is. That's all I'm saying. It's not breaking news. Listen, it's breaking news. That's why. But here's my thing, bruh. Here's my thing. It shouldn't have taken over the. Right now, we're looking at Conor Benn versus Cris Eubank media workout. Yo, Biz. No, y'all should be so interested in this. Moses Atama versus Franklin Martin. That was announced too. Nobody gave 2 Fs. You know what you're. Moses Atama versus Jermaine Franklin makes more sense. No one gave a shit. You know what I'm saying? They gave a damn. They flood. Oh, it's breaking news. That's why. No, it's Jake. That's why. It's Jake. That's a big fight for America. That's what we like. That's the Black Two Sugar. And it's fine. I'm just saying it's the truth. That's what we like.
Ranked number 3 by Ring Magazine. Let's welcome the former IBO World Champion, Cris Eubank Jr.
But bruh, your brain Your brain didn't recognize what I was saying, which y'all brains usually don't. It didn't take over the chat. Y'all didn't stop my live stream the day it was announced and said, yo, Atama, ShowBizz, Moses. Nobody said shit, right? I had to bring it up for 2 seconds, and that was I had to bring it up for 2 damn seconds. And no one gave a damn.
Bozy Ennis, as is the whole team as well, which hopefully means we get a bit of a workout from Cris Eubank Jr.
Here we go.
Did I say Bozy Ennis?
Bomac.
Did I say
That
Bozy Ennis?
man came out with a full.
Sorry, Bomac.
He ain't gonna work out.
Too many bows around.
You know what
threw me actually? It's because I think Bozy said Jack Catchell was going to choose between him and Bomac. For a minute, I'm giving myself excuses. Anyway, look, before I trip up anymore, let's go down ringside. Tony Sims is with Jamie Ward.
Okay, Tony, here we go. Again, part 2 between the sons, part 4 in the family history books. How pleased are you mentally, physically with where Conor's at this stage in comparison to April, perhaps?
Yeah, listen, he was in good shape in April.
My man said AJ versus Jake is bigger than Tank versus Jake. Here's the thing. AJ versus Tank is bigger than Conor Benn versus Cris Eubank.
You know, and first fight in 15 months, but he's done all that now. So he knows what's in front of him. His preparation's gone really well. I'm really pleased with the progress we made. Made a lot of adjustments for this fight, and you know, he's really mentally and physically really ready to go on Saturday night.
You weren't very happy with his performance, were you, Tony, first time in April?
I wasn't happy with the performance. It's probably the worst I've seen him fight, but in saying that, as I said earlier, he had a lot of things mentally in front of him that he had to overcome, and bearing in mind, you know, he had all what went on before him, he had to overcome, and there was a lot of things that was running through his mind. So his mind's clear now, and he's in a mentally good place. And
boy, you gotta have
boxing
serious
the mental
patience
side
to
of it,
listen,
and he's
bro.
in a really good place. So Saturday night, you know, I am looking forward to him fighting Saturday night and putting in a very good performance.
You can see Cris Eubank Jr. in the ring just behind us here, Tony. What do you make of the shape that he looks in at this stage of fight week?
He looks in great shape. He looks like he prepared well. He always looks in great shape, and obviously we're expecting a very tough fight like last time. But I just think Conor will be better prepared, and I think mentally he's in a better place to fight.
How are you feeling about coming up against Bomac as well? What do you think of Eubank's decision to bring him back into camp? Why do you think he's done that?
Yeah, listen, he's having
Chris,
you know, he's having a great career at the minute. You know, he's just had to win the undisputed, so he's on a
I remember last time I thought he was low energy.
It goes like that with trainers. Sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down, but hopefully he starts coming down on his next fight.
Just finally, Tony, you'll be asked this question a few times.
Well, he's about to work.
How do you see this being
about to
different?
work.
And more importantly, the Benns finally securing a win over the Eubanks. How does it happen?
Yeah, that'd be a great feeling, you know, for the Benn family, especially to get that win over Eubanks. And listen, we're confident in winning the fight, and really confident. And you know, we know it's going to be a difficult fight. It's always going to be hard because obviously the family history and the name.
Okay. Well, all right. So anyway, now Turkey said you gonna work. Yeah, hey, listen. I said that Jake versus AJ was bigger than Conor versus Eubank too. And it's true. It's true. And that's the point I'm trying to make. It's true. We don't like the truth, and we try to claim that it's not the truth, and it is. What you have to do is recognize what the truth is, and then try to see what you can do to change things, right? So that's what if you are in denial, no changes are going to happen. You have to know what it is. It is what it is. Now, how can I help shape the American boxing fan? The UK boxing fan is fine. The Japanese boxing and Mexican boxing, they're fine. The American boxing fan are into the spectacle, which is good too. It's good too. I'm just saying, how would the American boxing fan recognize that Cris Eubank and Conor Benn is worth it? You already know the fight itself is going to be amazing, but that's not enough. They like certain characters, right? If Jake Paul versus AJ is as good as Cris Eubank versus Conor Benn, that's one thing. But they know it's not going to be that good. They know, but they like the characters in the play. So the thing is, how can we as the War Room help shape the American boxing fan into liking the actual fight and think about the characters later? That's going to be tough to do. That's going to be tough to do. Don't miss the point, yo. I think they missed the point. I think they missed the point. No one in UK gives a damn about AJ fighting Jake. Absolutely right. That's what I said. Oh, you're not talking. There's no way she's talking to me. No way she's talking to me, because if she listened, she wouldn't have thought that. It's the American boxing culture. That's what I'm saying. Get Jake out the conversation. Guy, I understand where you at with it, but I have to do the video. I'll be doing the video. It's breaking news. I'll be doing the video later. Legitimize the spectacles. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think MVP does an excellent job in making sure that the undercards are full of great matchups. So that's they're absolutely right in doing it that way, right? Like to add Gary Russell and like, yes, do all those things. Yeah. You pushing Jake in boxing. LOL. I don't see this. Dude, I can't wait to get off the live stream. Hey man, I push all of boxing. I push all of, even Jake, all of it. I push all of it. I push all of it. Right? I have to help build interest in American boxing. I have to help build interest. So I push all of it. And in pushing all of it, so here's the thing. If you've oh my God, this is too much. No, people aren't that sharp. But if you find me off of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, and say, yeah, let's see what else Biz is talking about. Then I've enlightened you on Conor Benn versus Cris Eubank. Boom. If you found me because of Fight Night or Undisputed, then I enlighten you on Abdullah Mason versus Samish Noakes. Boom. You get what I'm not going to give y'all too much game. But I'm just saying, if you're smart enough or have enough common sense, you know it. You'll be like, yo, this what the War Room is doing is a huge impact. All right, here we go.
I just can't wait for the whole build up, on the night enhance, and we see their arrivals as we're sat there, Barry, at ringside, and then the walks. It's
the anticipation.
Exactly.
All big fight.
Thank you, boy. Love you, boy.
Before their ring walks, a little few moments before the first ring walk happens, it's arguably the best fight time of the night, isn't it? Because you're really on edge of what's going to happen.
Yeah,
but the ring walks in the first fight for those two was just something special, wasn't it? It really was.
Will Senior make the ring walk again with Junior?
I think they're both good. I think so, yeah. This is a family feud. This is a family affair.
Yeah.
I think feuds are good work, and I don't think
I'm going to tell you right now
because the Eubanks are so far ahead.
I'm going to tell you right now.
So that rivalry thing's gone. It is a feud. Yeah. I think it's a little bit different. It is a bit of a.
I'm going to tell you right now. Cris Eubank looks better than Conor Benn.
So according to Ben, if he wins, it ends here. Whatever happens.
But one thing for sure with the Daz is they live and breathe every punch that's landed, and there is Tony Sims. A man that studies, as I say, this game inside out, and he's studying Cris Eubank Jr. right now.
I just love the way all of the Conor Benn team have gone, and Tony Sims is like, no, I'm staying. And think about that.
And Tony Sims studies boxing because Darren knows this because Darren's boxing in the gym. But I've been to the gym.
and that wall with like the Zerati and all the
He
big
just
their favorite
shit, and I
combinations.
may have lost my
He
money,
puts them on
dog.
the wall for you guys to learn, and that takes a lot of studying to find out what their best combination is.
Yeah, I've sat down in his study in his house and we've watched fights. I mean, he was the first man to really introduce me to Sugar Ray Robinson. I knew of the great man, the greatest pound-for-pound fighter ever, but I haven't really sat down and watched him. It was Tony. He said, "Look at this, look at that triple left hook that Robinson throws."
But when he wasn't looking, I put Jones and Jab on the bottom of his paper.
Yeah, you're on there.
By the way, the wheel was called. The best thing I can say about Eubank's workout here is how clean it looks.
Yeah,
everything
dog.
just seems very sharp and snappy.
Hey,
he looks
dog.
really good here.
Yeah, he's not. Listen, they're not going to give anything away, are they? They're not going to show you too much. He has got a tracksuit on. He's not in shorts.
Omac.
He's not overemphasizing that he's tight on the weight, but also, you know, if he can sweat half a pound off or a few ounces, he'll take that.
Wonder how much I've worked Bomac does.
Dog, Chris is gonna be landing some shit at an angle so diabolical.
I don't think there's any type of for anybody, I don't think. But by the way, pad work is overused in my opinion. I think the bag is the most important instrument in the gym, I think. So what do I know?
No, but I guess so, because you're there and you're having to use your own imagination. You've got to imagine your fighter in front of you and your combination.
Yeah, I think so.
Bomac only does big fights, doesn't he? I mean, he's gone from one stadium to another. He's gone from the Elysian Stadium to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And look, I love all the attention he's getting because him and Crawford were doing it almost silently in Omaha, not getting the adulation they should have got, and now finally he's getting the respect.
Selling out in Omaha, but still silently. Yeah, how crazy is that?
You put 10K on Conor? Damn!
I mean, Terence Crawford's a generational talent. That's the
Will he be here on Saturday? Do we know if Crawford's going to fly over? That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
But he's enjoying this.
Damn it, Bomac, you done lost me my damn money again!
Obviously,
Bomac!
he's used to them, and you can see he's buzzing with the energy of this event.
It's Bomac, dude!
I want to know what's in the bag. A full max carrying.
Interesting.
Oh, damn, dog. It's Bomac, man! Forget Crawford.
When you said that, I started thinking of the movie Seven. It's in that movie Seven.
Yeah.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What did you think that? I'm thinking all the money.
Oh.
Man, shit. It's not that he just looks real good. It's just his size on top of looking like that. God, he ain't sweating or nothing. Pisses me off when you make a point and they argue with the same point you made, just arguing in bad faith. Zero, they're not even, they're not, they're not telling you. I'm telling you, man, I've given up a lot. That's why I stop a lot of times in certain arguments. I've given up a lot. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, they're just trying to talk. They're not even listening and seeing what, you know, then they come back and say the same thing I said. Like, they just, you got at that point, you got to be too smart. You got to be too smart to keep it going. Is he still working out? Like, what is he doing?
It's incredible to see some of these athletes in the ring, physical health, physically at their absolute
Look at the energy. Look at him.
This is Movember. It's such an important
Remember how
mental health.
how
Obviously, mind
fat
you a
his
fantastic
face was?
job, the charity in promoting
Okay.
that. And we
Remember around this time, the last fight, how fat his face was? And I'm like, how is he going to make the weight? Right? Remember that shit? This dude out here, man. Damn, dog. This man said, I bet Bomac is having issues breathing right now. This guy. Brother, his face was humongous. Now it's all cut up. And that's why Conor Benn in that first face-off when they arrived, that's why Conor Benn said, "You looking good. You looking good." He had to tell him, like, you sliced up and everything. Philo is like, I'm excited. You're right. You know what, Philo? That's right. That's right. They're both better. Conor Benn's going to be working more calmly behind the jab and doing everything right. And Cris Eubank is going to be healthier. So the rematch is actually them better. And that doesn't always make for a better fight. Sometimes being sloppier and just gritty and pissed off and emotional makes for a better fight. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? You have to be, sometimes it could be too highly technical, just too technical, right? Too smooth, but a war a lot of times is just, a war is always more exciting. You know, but Philo is right. Like, you're going to, I just lost my money is what I'm saying. That's true too, Biz. I'm saying. Yo, you putting your money on Cris? Shit. I was so excited. I was quiet the whole time, listening to Conor Benn, looking at his workout, listening to what he has to say, his mind in the right place. He doesn't have therapy, all that shit. Like, okay, go ahead. Yeah. And then, damn, Cris Eubank coming out looking like Terrence Crawford out here. Come on, bruh.
It really is. And also, boxing gyms are the most inclusive atmosphere. And once you start doing that, it gives you release and you're around like-minded people.
I mean, yeah, I got Conor. I put all the money. I put Max bet on
talk is the most important thing.
Is a draw
and if Conor Benn can do it,
I think a draw is most likely.
Not afraid to talk to people.
I should put money on a draw too. I'm gonna put money on a draw. I think a draw is most likely because I think a draw is most likely because it may go identically to their fathers. To be honest, if there's an opportunity here to make it go identically, and that'll be historic. I think I'm going to put money on the draw as well.
Wasn't always great. I mean, or whatever it is, or from gangs or whatever in other areas of the country. So it's so important. And then you're around people and bonding friendships. You have friendships for life. And it can change you as a person and help you out. And once you have a bond with somebody, you're never afraid to pick up the phone. You're never afraid to answer a call. You're never afraid to talk to someone about your issues. And with that, it keeps you sane.
I always hear the older generation talking about, in my day, there was a youth club, etc.
Yeah. That's nostalgia. That's what I'm saying, Uncle Herschel. If the fight's close enough, they could just make it a draw. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Herschel gets where I'm coming
to help you on the camaraderie in a boxing gym. Although it's an individual sport, it's second to none. I'm telling you now, anyone that is struggling, get down a boxing gym, pick up the phone, talk to someone.
I gotta say, you said older generation, but I used to go.
I told y'all.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're in
another guy. I told y'all.
How many times have fighters always said the trainers are like father figures? Because they're not just talking to you about what you're doing, they're talking to you about life outside as well. You have a little chat beforehand, don't you?
Yeah, and the journey that you go on with that individual.
That's the way America works.
There's blood, sweat, and tears. There really are. It's a roller coaster. The downs, there are no highs, and that's exactly what goes on in a boxing career.
And fighters, the older fighters above you look up to, and they sometimes, and they just rub you on the head or, well done, mate. Are you boxing tomorrow? You are good luck, and they don't know you.
Yeah.
But what's that like? You're buzzing because he's won a British schoolboy title, or he's in the ABAs or whatever, and you're thinking you're looking up to people that look up to.
Folks might have just got here.
All that. That's why it's so inclusive. Everything about it. And from whatever you're from,
they showed up.
Color,
tell me that
religion, all these mean nothing in boxing.
Bro.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
A lot of them showed up just to tell me that news. Conor Benn versus Cris Eubank 2 isn't enough for them to show up to the channel. They heard that news and said, let's see what the war room has to think about it. But Conor Benn versus Cris Eubank didn't make them move. That I'm telling you, the American fan base, bro, that's the biggest, that's the biggest you dig. Jake Paul, bro.
We are talking about Cris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, and it will happen at that magnificent.
Oh, he didn't want to talk?
Arguably the best stadium.
I want to see what Cris Eubank has to
the
say.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tomorrow it is the press conference, and I have a feeling these boys are going to say some stuff to each other. See you tomorrow.
That's it? Oh, that was crazy. Cris Eubank ain't got that kind of time. He about to whoop ass. I lost money. Cris Eubank don't even want to talk. I lost money. Or maybe he weighs more than we think, and he's I don't shit. And he's mad. I don't Chris not Crawford Biz. I know he's not Crawford. Just a little jokey joke. To think a unfocused and emotional being wobbled and hurt Chris multiple times. Conor is dangerous. Don't write him off yet, Biz. Yeah, well, I bet $2,500 on my bookie to win $8,500. Hold on, brother. My bookie that I wanna try. So everything you saying, brother, is just talk. I put my money where my mouth is. Don't write them off yet. I got bank on it, dog. I got, I'm different. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying I already did that. That shit looked crazy. Like Chris looked better than he did all the way around with Bo Mac and the type of punches he's throwing, how healthy he's looking, how sharp he's looking, and how in good shape he's looking at this time opposed to last time. You know what I'm saying? Hit the Titan bell. You know what I mean? Yeah, Chris looks locked in. As far as me, and I put my money where my mouth is. There's no challenging what I got going on. But as far as what I just saw, Chris looked better than Conor. Bro. He looked better. And as far as me saying that he looked like Terrence Crawford, I was joking. It was little hee. Let me see. I wish I could use my bookie to support Biz, but I can't here in Vegas. You can't in Vegas? What? That's crazy. Let me see. What was the odds? For the knockout, it was plus 350 for Conor Benn. I didn't look at the odds for anything else. I just looked at, listen, so the idea to me is that the idea is Bo Mac can't totally change Cris Eubank. And though he helped him with Liam that second time, Cris Eubank didn't look that different. All right. He was doing well the first time. The idea is Conor Benn. Here, I'm just going to say it. It looked like Conor Benn lost the fight more than Cris Eubank won the fight the first time. It looked like Cris Eubank showed the type of guts to endure Conor Benn, and Conor Benn gassed himself emotionally trying to wreck Chris. And with Chris being a big body and enduring with his great heart because of the occasion, when Conor gassed his big body, he was able to pull the fight out. But when I looked at them fighting, Conor looked better than him. He looked faster, more explosive. He looked like his accuracy was better to me. He just didn't work behind the jab. And I felt if he put it all together, he beats him. He had Cris Eubank hurt at least 3 times. That one time in the middle of the ring, it looked like Chris was about to go out. And that was early in the fight. So we know Conor can hurt him. So that was my idea. And regardless, Chris still got to make weight. He still got to do whatever. I just didn't think I just didn't think Cris Eubank mechanically was going to look like that. Because I'm assuming, though Bo Mac is with him, Cris Eubank been in Saudi this whole training camp. Bo Mac, there's no way Bo Mac's been in Saudi the whole time. He probably talked to him on the phone. But I don't see him there. But he got there early enough because Cris Eubank looks great. And that is blowing my mind. Okay, thank you guys for showing up and showing out for the media workout. Tomorrow's the press conference. I'll be doing that. I'll definitely be doing the weigh-in. I'm going to be doing all that stuff all fight week, and then I'll be calling the fight on Saturday. I will be doing a video like in about 2 hours on the breaking news. AJ, Jake Paul being finalized for December. And I'm definitely going to have a take. Don't worry about that. All right. ShowBizz adult. I'm out. Love you, boy.